In this Photoshop tutorial, I will show you how to design this beautiful flyer for a Kairos night service. Together, we will look at how to add layer masks, apply blending options to layers, add flares, and blend layers together correctly in Photoshop. So if you are interested in learning how to do this, let's get started. Alright guys, before we get started, please take a few minutes of your time to like this video, and if you have any comment, please leave it in the comment section. I'll reply to you as soon as possible. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Now we are going to start by setting up our document. Let's head over to the file, click, go to new, and I'm going to work in A5, so I will just choose A5 here. Then I will name the document Kairos Night Service 2022, and I will leave the orientation at portrait. I won't touch the color mode, and then the background to white. I'll click on create. Now we are through with setting up the document. I will double click on the layer to unlock the background. So we will start by creating our background for the design, and I have images that I downloaded from the internet. They are going to be the substantial elements in this design, and I have them on my desktop. So I'll just head over to the desktop and then bring in the first background layer. So here's the folder. I'll click on it, and then I will bring in this gradient image. I'll just click on it and then drag it into Photoshop. I will stretch the image and then I position it well to fit the area that I want it to be. Hit enter to accept the transformation. Now what I want to do is I will open up a new document in Photoshop and then bring in the flyer that we are going to do as a reference. So at any point in time we can just go there and then have a look at what we are going to do next. Alright, so this is our reference. So now that we are done setting up a new document for our reference, I will now create a new gradient layer on top of this background layer. So to do so, I'll just head over to the bottom of the layer here, and then I click on this create new fill or adjustment layer. Click on it, and then I choose gradient. So you see that we have this pop-up menu over here, and then I will click on the gradient, and we have these preset options over here that we can choose from it, but I'm not going to use that for now. So I'll just head over to the gradient slider over here, and then I'll click on this color stop or color stopper, and then I'll click on the color. Then I'll just head over to where we have the section to input our values in it, and then I'll just type in the values. And then what I want to do right now is I will head over to the style of the gradient, and then I change it from linear to radar. Click on OK, and then I'll just hit on the reverse. Click on OK. You see that we have this section dominating the other part. So I'll just go back to the thumbnail layer for the gradient. Click on this color stop at the extreme end of the gradient slider, and then I will click on the color and then I will use the eyedropper tool to sample a color from the document. We go to the resource folder once again, and then I click on this image and then I drag it into Photoshop. Enlarge this image a bit. Let's look at what we have here. Okay, I think we have to continue enlarging it. Okay, that's fine. Next, we'll add a blending mode to this layer. So we just go to this section and then we click on overlay, and then we set the values down. Set the value down to 20. Alright, now we are going to add a layer mask to this image that we just brought into Photoshop, and with layer mask you will be able to hide a section of an image or a layer without necessarily getting rid of that entire portion. So we just head over to the layer panel once again, and then we click on the layer mask down here. It will bring up this white section next to the smart object thumbnail here. So we'll click on it and then we head over to our toolbar to select the brush tool. Change the hardness of the brush tool to 0 and the size to maybe 49. It's too small. So in order to increase and then decrease the size of the brush, you can either go to the brush settings over here and then increase it, or you can use these two keys to increase and then decrease it. Now make sure you have a foreground color of black and then click on the layer mask, and then you start brushing the areas of the layer that you want to hide. I will bring the opacity values down. Bring in our next image. Okay, so I'll move the image up. I reduce the opacity of this image. I will now add a layer mask to it, and then I will select from the toolbox the brush tool or press the shortcut key B. We still have the settings that we used for the other layer. I'll start brushing it. Next, I will bring in another image of a Christmas tree with an ornament down here. You can now move your cursor to the handle over here. Click and rotate it while you press on the shift key. Drag it down and hit on the accept transformation icon. Now we are going to add a blending mode to this layer as well. So let's go to the blending mode and click on soft light. We will apply a layer mask to it and use the brush to get rid of the part that we don't need. I will increase the opacity a bit. Now we are done erasing the unwanted part of this ornament layer. So we are going to reduce the overall opacity of the layer. So just click on the layer again and then go to the opacity and bring it down to, I think, 40 is okay. Let's bring it down a bit. Let's shift it down and then increase the size. I think it's okay. We are going to bring in the logo that represents the church and then we type the name of the church under it. But before that, let's move over to the layer panel over here and then select the top and then the down layer and then press Ctrl G and group it as one group and then name it background layer. So now that we are done with that, we will go into our resource folder on desktop once again and then we bring in this image of a church and that I got from KinePNG. Just click and drag it into Photoshop. I reduce the size of it, move it up and click on the accept transformation button. I'll create a new layer and click on the type tool. Press T for shortcut. Click here and then type in the name of the church. Scale the text up and hit on OK. The font that we use for this text is Eras Bold ITC. So I will increase the size to about 17 points. Next, I will make a copy of this text layer by pressing and holding the Alt key and then click and drag. I will change the text to international. And then change the font style and then the font itself. So I'll just go to the character panel once again. I will click on it and I will type Arial. I will choose Arial regular. I will disable the bold and then I will click on italics. I will reduce the size of it. So to do so, you can use the transformation. what we want to do is we will increase the spaces in between the letters over here. So we click on it, and then we increase the value of the set the tracking for the selected character. Next, we are going to make another copy down here by pressing and holding the Alt key and dragging the text layer. We will type present. You see that the style here is like the one that we copied, so we want to reset it. Click on the text layer and then you move to the character panel over here. You click on this small icon up here and then select reset character. You change the font here to Cinzel. Then reduce the size. And we will change the color to yellow. Let us go back to the reference image and look at what we have to do next. So we make another copy of this text and we type 9 lessons and carols. We will change the font to Black Sword. We will increase the size of the text and change it to white. Select the text layer and press Ctrl A. Click on the Align Horizontal. To position it right in the middle, click on Ctrl D to deselect. Now we are going to make another copy of the text layer and then we type Carol's Night. We will change the font to Heather Green. And then we will set it to all caps. We will increase the size of it. Press Ctrl A and then position it to the middle. Ctrl D to deselect. Let's move this text layer up a bit. Next, we are going to add this gradient overlay to the text. So to do that, we just head over to our layer panel. We will double click on the Carol's Night layer. Choose Gradient Overlay. Select Gradient. And then head over to the gradient stopper down here. Click on it and then change the values to 626100. Click on OK. And then we click on this one and then we change the values to FAFF6C. You can use this little icon here to control how the color blends. Hit on OK. Now we will create a drop shadow. Click on the drop shadow over here and change the color to black. Make sure the blend mode for the drop shadow is at normal, the scale 90, distance of 3 and then size of 60. Next we are going to create a shape under the text. So we go to the layer panel again, and then we click on create new layer, and then we go to the toolbar, and then we select rectangle. You click and drag to draw your rectangle, and then go to the property panel over here, and then you click on the set shape fill type. You click on it, and then we are going to sample a color. So you go to the color picker, click on it, and then use the eyedropper tool to sample a color from the background. Then you click on OK. So now we have this color over here, but what I want to do is I want to make the color a bit lighter. So just move over to the color picker once again, and then I will just slide this dot up here a bit. I think this color is okay. We will go to the layer panel once again, and we select the rectangle layer over here. We head over to the filter, and we go to blur, motion blur. Remove the slider to 180, or we can input the figures here. We click on OK. Now we move this rectangle up here a bit, and then we reduce the opacity of it. We create a new layer, and then press T for the type tool. We change the font to Cinzel. We increase the size of it. We will move it above the rectangular shape. So we go to the layer panel, and then we move the text layer above the rectangular shape. Make it bold. Go back to the resource folder on the desktop again, and then click and drag it into Photoshop. You will reduce the size of it, and then place it under the story of Christmas. So we are going to add the drop shadow to this ornament. So we just head over to the layer panel, and then we double click on the ornament layer, and then we move to drop shadow down here, and then we increase the opacity of it a bit and hit on OK. We will increase the ornament a bit and then place it at the center. So next we are going to input the date, venue, and then the time of the program right here. Next, what I want to do is I will bring in the flare, and then I place them right above the rectangle. I will decrease it. Then I will bring the opacity down. I will make a copy of it and put it right here. now we are almost done with the design. So right now what I want to do is I want to add a bit darkness to the gradient layer that we created. So I will just go back to the layer panel over here, and then I'll double click on the gradient layer thumbnail over here, and then I'll just go to the gradient and go back to the color stopper, click on the color, and then I change it to 00080A, and I click on OK. Click on OK again, then we are done. Alright guys, this marks the end of this tutorial. If you really love this tutorial, please like it, leave a comment in the comment section below, and then subscribe to the channel, because this will help me to create more videos like this. Thank you.